Hello, I'm Mia, and I'm here to talk about the fire triangle. I'll be using this candle to demonstrate the 3 things that are needed for a fire to burn. Right now it's burning because all 3 things are present. Now one of them is the fuel. The fuel for a candle is the wax, but not just the solid wax. If it was the solid wax, the whole thing would just combust straight away. What actually happens is the heat from the candle melts the wax and it becomes a liquid. The wick draws that melted wax up and vaporizes it, and it's those waxy vapors as a gas that are fueling the flame. We can demonstrate this by blowing it out and relighting the candle without touching the wick. So the flame appeared to jump straight from the splint onto the wick, and that's because it was burning all those waxy vapours that were left behind when I blew the candle out until it went back to the wick. So that's the fuel. The second thing that's needed for the flame to burn is oxygen. And we can prove that it's necessary for a flame to burn by removing the supply. Now usually oxygen takes up about 20% of the air around us, so there's plenty keeping it going now. But if I put this jar over the top, it will use up all the oxygen supply on the inside, and there's no way for any more to get in. So eventually the candle will guzzle it all up and go out. Let's see what happens if I put the candle into a bowl of water and then do the same thing again. So when the flame was lit, it was heating up the air on the inside of the jar. And when air gets hot, it expands, so it moves out of the jar. You might even have seen some bubbles appearing. But then as the flame used up all the oxygen inside the jar, there was no way for more oxygen to get in, and the flame went out. So when the heat source was removed, the air cooled down again and it contracted. So there was a very low pressure inside the jar, and the water rushed in because the pressure inside the jar was lower than outside. Now the third part of the fire triangle is energy. Now the candle is actually making its own energy because it's producing heat. And now that heat energy is fueling the fire. But I can remove the heat simply by blowing cold air over it. When the heat is removed, part of the fire triangle has been removed, so the fire goes out.